Greetings, my dear friends. This is SoulWeaver. Today I want to talk about signs, about symbols, about numbers that follow us through life, and about whether there is any meaning to it, or if it is all just coincidence. Has this ever happened to you? You look at the clock and you see the same time. Not once, not twice, constantly. For some, it is 11:11. For others, 22:22. For others, 3:33. You are not looking for this time. It finds you. You can go all day without looking at the clock, but at some moment, you raise your eyes and see exactly those numbers. Why? Coincidence? Habit? Or is someone trying to speak to you? But if we dig deeper, it is not just numbers that follow us. Signs follow us. Coincidences, symbols. We live in a world that is constantly talking to us. The only question is, do we know how to listen? Let us start with something simple, with numbers. Have you noticed how many people divide themselves into humanitarians and mathematicians? I am a humanities person. Numbers are not for me. I am a tech person. Poetry bores me. This is a very strange division. I believe that the exact sciences are directly connected to nature. Not only connected, they describe it. But you know what? Creativity, poetry, music, painting is also connected to nature, just in a different way. Mathematics describes the structure of the world. Art describes its soul. With physics and chemistry, everything is clear. They study matter, energy, interactions. That is obvious. But with mathematics, it is a little more complicated. Mathematics is not a science about nature. It is a science about structures, about patterns, about connections. And as it turns out, these structures are at the foundation of everything. Take the golden ratio, phi, 1.618. It appears everywhere, in the arrangement of leaves on a stem, in the spiral of a nautilus shell, in the proportions of the human body, in ancient temple architecture, in Leonardo da Vinci's paintings, in the movement of galaxies. The same number, everywhere. Coincidence? Or did someone write the code of the universe in the language of mathematics? Take the Fibonacci sequence, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. Each number is the sum of the two before it. This simple rule describes the growth of tree branches, the arrangement of sunflower seeds, the spirals of pine cones, even the shape of hurricanes. Nature does not know mathematics, but nature follows mathematical laws. Take honeycombs. Why are they hexagonal? Because the hexagon is the most efficient shape for filling space. Minimal wall length for maximum area. Bees never studied geometry, but they build perfect hexagons. Take snowflakes. Each one is unique, but each one has six-fold symmetry. Why 6? Because that is how water molecules are arranged. But is that not a miracle? Order emerges from chaos, and that order is described by numbers. Take music. Notes are frequencies. Harmony is ratios. Consonance is simple numerical proportions. The octave is 2:1. The fifth is 3:2. The fourth is 4:3. Music that touches the soul, that makes you cry or dance, that is mathematics. Just mathematics that we feel with our hearts. Take space, planetary orbits, the speed of light, gravitational constants. All of these are numbers, and these numbers are not random. If the gravitational constant were slightly different, there would be no galaxies. If the speed of light were different, there would be no chemical reactions. If the mass of the electron were different, there would be no atoms. The universe is tuned with incredible precision, as if someone adjusted the dials, as if someone wrote a formula. Mathematics is not an abstraction invented by humans. It is a language we discovered, the language in which reality itself speaks. But let us return to signs. We have already talked about numerology, the ancient science of numbers, about how every number has not only a quantitative, but also a qualitative meaning, about how your birth date is not just numbers on a passport. It is a code of your personality, your talents, your challenges. Pythagoras, the same one whose theorem we learned in school, was not only a mathematician, he was a mystic. He founded a school that studied the connection between numbers, the cosmos, the soul, and destiny. He said, "All is number." And he did not mean just mathematical calculations. Whether you believe in numerology or not, that is your choice. I will say for myself that there is something to it. I am not claiming numbers control fate, but I have noticed that certain numbers appear in my life at key moments. Coincidences? Maybe. Or maybe not. Take the number 7. 7 days of the week, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 musical notes, 7 wonders of the world, 7 deadly sins, 7 seals. In most cultures, 7 is a sacred number, the number of completeness, the number of harmony, the number 3, the Trinity. 3 times, past, present, future. 3 states of matter, solid, liquid, gas. 3 dimensions of space. 3 stages of life, birth, life, physical end. 3 is the number of balance, the number of beginning and end. The number 12, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 apostles, 12 Olympian gods, 12 hours on a clock face. 12 is the number of fullness, of cycles, of completion. The most interesting thing, we live in a world where everything is governed by numbers. Our biological rhythms, our sleep cycles, our hormonal fluctuations. Even our mood sometimes depends on what day it is. But we rarely pay attention. We look at the clock, see the same time, think, coincidence, and move on. But what if it is not a coincidence? What if it is a signal? What if the universe is trying to tell us something and we just do not know the language? I am not claiming numbers control our lives. I am not claiming numerology is the truth. I am not claiming signs are messages from above, but I say doubt. Because everything great begins with doubt. All great discoveries were made in doubt. All the truths we now take for granted were once heresy. The earth is round? Heresy. The earth revolves around the sun? Heresy. Bacteria cause disease? Heresy. The people who doubted changed the world, not those who believed unquestioningly, and not those who denied without evidence, but those who doubted, who asked questions, who searched for answers. On this channel, we doubt. We do not take anything on faith. We look at the world and ask, what if? What if we are files? What if the moon is not just a rock? What if numbers are the language of the universe? I do not have the answers, but I love asking questions. Numbers do not control you, but they can be keys. Keys to understanding yourself, the world, and what is hidden behind the veil of everyday life. We live in a space that constantly speaks to us, through numbers on the clock, through license plates, through dates and dreams. You do not need to find hidden meaning in every number, But it is worth being attentive, noticing, listening. Perhaps one day you will see a repeating number and understand. Something has changed, something has begun, or something has ended. And then you will no longer say coincidence. You will say thank you to whoever or whatever sent you that sign. And now, listen to the silence between these words. Have you ever felt it? A gentle push from within. Not a word, not an image, but a feeling. As if someone is watching you from behind the veil of reality and showing you numbers. Not because they want to confuse you, but because they want you to notice, to wake up. Numbers are not fate. They are hints. You look at the clock and you see 11:11. This is not magic. This is a reminder. You are part of something greater. And that something greater knows that you are searching. It waits. It watches. It speaks in the language of digits. All that is left is to learn to listen. And perhaps one day you will not just see a number, you will hear its voice. And then everything will change. This is SoulWeaver. If this resonated with you, subscribe. Stay. We are just beginning. Until next time, dream, question, and remember, no one really knows. But it's beautiful to think about.